Hi, I'm Coleen, and this is my Quilt Projects Block Challenge. Our friend Dawn has designed an entire quilt with these blocks. I will give you a link to her blog to check that out. I think what's happened is we've all decided we want to keep doing her blocks. Block 1. And this one I turned into FPP. Because I was just thinking, how can I make this more hard? But I can see the fabrics 1 and 3, and it should stay the same. My friend Miss Dawn has I don't know if it's called a blog or a vlog with a V or a B. I don't know. I'm not that cool. And all of these patterns are on it, so I won't be giving you anything but a link to her blog. And you can see how I'm doing it. Of course, I should do it her way. I'm not doing it her way. I don't have to. My friend said I didn't have to. I made up the friend. Don't want you to get upset. I made up the friend. Somebody skipped F. A, B, C, D, E, F. Alright, fine. G. H. I. J. Oh, no, we don't. This is F. I know the alphabet. Well, at this point, after I got my coloring done, I messed up. I was so excited to do these blocks. I'd done 2, the ones that I did with my friends, and then I was going to start from 1 and do the rest, and this is 1. Well, I was so excited. I started this one and I did not press record the first time, and my body had gave out, y'all. You can tell I've lost a little pep in my step, and between the cold and the asthma, my voice was gone. It was just like, but now I want to finish it because the first half was so pretty. So I kept going against all reasonable things I should have done. I just loved the way it was looking, and I had to find out how it ended. So yeah, I lost some pep, and I'm sorry about that, but I really did enjoy putting this together. I started this like every other FPP project I start. I cut out the pieces, then I color them to make sure I'm putting the right pieces together, because I don't use colored ink usually from my printer because I am frugal. I put the first piece on using my stick glue, right side of the fabric down, numbers on the paper up, and then I sew the second piece on the line using my 1/4 inch. and I trim the second piece using a plain ruler. I have the add an eighth and add a quarter rulers. I was having to change in between trimming the inner seams and the outer seam so much, I was like, you know, I'm just going to use my ruler. I'm just going to use one tool instead of having two sitting here, because you can tell this is not a big space. And if you watch any of the other videos, you'll see around me is not a big space. Whoa. I need to add more, like, mounted under my desk or on the leg of the side, organizational things like magazine holders would be great there. They have all kinds of things at the Dollar Tree that would work. I just haven't gotten the get up to go. These are in alphabetical order, and if you see this and you do want the pattern, I will talk to my friend Dawn and see how she would like to handle that, because I don't want to hijack her quilt along. She did a lot of work to do all of these and to provide all the free patterns, all the free templates that she has. It's amazing, and I think more people should avail themselves. I may have completely messed up that segue, but you know, I'm gonna go with it because I've already committed. Of visiting her channel and checking out her blog. And don't forget, the links will be below. I will probably put a info tag up on the right hand somewhere that will be also under the video in the description box. And I may even put in screens that go to her or my other friends, my friend Melissa and Sylvia that were doing blocks. And Sylvia, okay, I'm telling you, I did 3 this day. I think Sylvia had them all done and was caught up with Dawn's quilt along. This is the difference between somebody who's been doing it for a while and me. But it's so inspirational. It's so cute. I love the blocks. I'm hoping I get to make a bunch of them. And we're going to visit a lot because I didn't want to do a complete walkthrough on this. If you know how to do FPP and you'd like the pattern that I made, I will talk to Dawn. You know, put a comment in. We'll see how she feels about it. Like I said, she did a lot of work on this, and I am so, so thankful for her and happy for her. I hope more people find it. Even if it's in the future, I'm sure it'll be there, and she has how-tos on her blocks. I'm not sure if she had time to do all of the how-tos, but several of them. So, you know, check those out. This looks like a lot of pieces. It probably took me an hour, but most of that was figuring out the fabric that I wanted to use, because I was being very finicky about the fabric I used. I wanted a specific piece of this fabric that I was using to be for the darker color I was using. So that's me being fiddly. And I would love it if you ran over and said hi to Dawn and told her what you thought of her quilt along. You know, it's hard to be a small channel when the big channels are doing all the stuff. Especially when, well, you're like me, and I'm sure Dawn is too. You like watching the big channels too. It's inspiring. In fact, I was watching my friend Halo. Oh yeah, I dropped that name. Halo. Check it out. And she has a cherub share where she shares things that everybody's made once a month. And I'd sent her some things to show, and I was watching, and she was talking, and I just had inspiration hit me, and I was up till like 11 o'clock. And if you know me, you know my body does not last that long. But I was pushing it because I was like, I've got this idea, I've got to get it through, I've got to do it. All from just her showing other people's quilting inspiration and talking and seeing comments in the chat. And if you see a live replay, drop that chat down, the chat box, and see what people are saying, because there can be great tips, there could be links, there could be something that sparks your imagination. And I think that's why we're here. Well, I'm here to visit. I'm not gonna lie, clearly I talk too much. But it's wonderful to see somebody else be inspired from what you do, even if it's just something little. Like this morning, I was in a chat and it said something about needing to finish a towel, and somebody else was like, "Oh yeah, I've got to put a zipper on a towel bag I made," and I was like, "Oh, a towel bag? You know, that is just so cool." And it's just the smallest things can go off and learn a new skill, find new friends. Okay. I'm not getting that. Hashtag Sylvia method. I guess since I cut that out, I should explain what the Sylvia method is. You can probably see that I added a piece of fabric to that last piece of fabric in my hand, the dark color. I had cut a piece, and it was just like, it was the seam allowance too short. So I took another piece of fabric that matched, and I sewed it together, and voila! I have a big enough piece to cover the area I need, and I didn't have to unpick or unstitch. And I think these are close up enough that you can kind of see what I'm doing. I don't use a light box. I don't even use my window most of the time. I don't need to, because I can see where my seam allowance is, because I cut that 1/4 inch past the fabric for my seam allowance, and then I just have to line up to that 1/4 inch and always right sides together. You may have to keep saying that to yourself, because it's confusing. I guess I was lucky. I learned early on, just right after I started quilting, I learned how to do this. So I wasn't set in my ways so much. And now we're going to put the pieces together. It's ABC order, just take the next letter in the alphabet and put it to it. That's what I did. I find if I line my corners up on the side that I'm doing and put my pin through those corners, I don't need the asterisks to line up usually, but it may be because I've done fairly simple projects, and maybe that would come in very handy with some of them. I don't know. Have I told you I'm a little bit inexperienced? But I have a friend, Sylvia at You and Me FPV. That's right. Here on YouTube. She teaches, she makes custom patterns, and she can do it from pictures. And she charges a price, of course, because that's work. And people deserve to get paid for their work. I don't know where I was going with that. That thought just left my head. Okay, back to what I'm doing. I'm still just sewing on the line, so it may look complicated, but you just take one piece at a time. 2 pieces of fabric at a time is all you're dealing with. The one on the paper and the one you're adding to it. That's it. Don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. Move things away from your work area if you find things are getting into your line of sight and distracting you from what you're doing, because yes, it does take some concentration, or you could wind up picking, because guess who's done that? I really do prefer doing this when nobody is in the house with me, because this little area I'm at is in my living room. And the other people who live here think they have a right to use it too. I don't know. I've talked to them. Oh, every time I go sideways. So, oh, that's pretty. In front of my blade. Like a pirate all of a sudden. There we go. Here, like so. So I'm going to do these two, and then those 4. Not as good as I once was, comes to mind. I'm just going to line my sides up. I'm going to pin here. Why? Because I'm a coward. So I did pretty good for that. I'm going to put on. Right sides together. Flip them up as I have land. This corner up here. Let's take this on the side. Absolutely no rhyme or reason why. I do like the dress line. Dawn is a genius. If you go like this, I'm going to make a center snap chip, which means 1 has 2. I'm going to go path least resistance, which means away from the seams towards the dark green is how I'm moving it. Good right there. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh, I found that green. I thought I didn't have any. Cool, cool. Wait. You may notice that I had one that I didn't cut quite correctly there at the bottom. I don't know if I'm going to use this block and just, call it a design choice, or let it sit in a drawer and pout about it. But that was a me problem, not the FPP problem. I find things usually are a me problem. Well, yeah. Figure out the best way to press this. And there you have it. This was called the new hourglass block in Dawn's Quilt Along. Check her out. Check her blog out. I hope to do more of these and share them with you guys. Well, at least just to share inspiration. Have a good day and be the light you hope to see in others. Take care.